My name is Ayanda Mafuleka. I am a chartered accountant. I am a difference maker. My role as the CEO of FASSET is to ensure that FASSET execute on its skills development mandate. So the vision of FASSET is to ensure that we produce the world-class accounting skills for the sector. And our mission is to ensure that we have so many new entrants into the sector, and we facilitate the transformation in the sector as well. As a country, we are going through a leadership deficit where, the ethical leaders, they seems to have, migrated or so. The issues that we are faced right now, they could easily be addressed if we have ethical leaders, bold leaders, courageous leaders that are going to take decisions. South Africa is blessed with resources, but we have the deficit of leadership. At FASSET, we are very intentional and deliberate, even in our program that are aimed at developing leaders who are going to be ethical. We used to be the envy of the continent. We used to be respected, by the continent. But I believe we can go back to our former glory. In Africa, we are losing close to $1 trillion US dollars through, corruption. We need right now the leaders in the public sector, in the private sector, in business, and the civil society to take their rightful place and be the voice of reason. As we will be going for the election, let's vote for ethical leaders who are going to take this country forward. South Africa is a country with huge possibilities. The women they've always been here. Unfortunately, the society, they have chosen to ignore women. In South Africa, currently, we have one female, who happens to be black, who is the CEO of one of the big banks. In Nigeria, the picture is different. We have more than 5, actually. Where I am going with this, women, has always been in the center of change. Women are the change makers. They are the pathfinders. In 1956, you will remember that it took about 20,000 women to pay a visit at the Union Building, to revolt against the past laws. And it was only then that the then sitting Prime Minister listened. One of the women that also fascinates me is the first female president in the continent, Madam Johnson Seta, who was the first female president in Liberia. When she took over, she dealt with the wars. After that, Liberia has been peaceful. And that's why I firmly believe that it is time that women take the lead. The sectors that still needs to have transformation, we are looking at the mining sector, which happens to be the backbone of most of the economies. Right now, we only have, I think, 2, if it's not 1, CEO, female CEO, who is Sishnombasa from Exaharo, mining. It is a concern. You know, at FASSET, through FASSET, what we have done is we have came up with executive programs for women, only women, because we want to develop women leaders who are going to take up spaces in the public sector, in the private sector. And this program, we've partnered with IWFSA and Duke and Vets Business School. And in its short term of this program, we have able to produce the Deputy Governor of the Reserve Bank, who Dr. Mampo Momodise was one of the first cohort of this program. So she is an alumni of the FASSET IWFSA Women Development Program. We want to make sure that we produce bold leaders, courageous leaders, decisive leaders, and ethical women leaders. Though sometimes, my heart is saddened by the statement that was made on the 8th of March by the current the Director General of UNESCO, Ms. Azole. It will take about 300 years for the world to achieve gender equality or gender balance. Ayanda, will make sure that I shall remain an agent of change, an agent of transformation, a champion of transformation through these programs that I am entrusted through FASSET, to fund. And I know that after the program has run its 3 years, we will have trained and will have developed and empowered about 2,000 women. So I know that these 2,000 women, they are also going to be, the transformation and empowerment champions that are going to move, this country and make sure that gender equality is achieved. We've got a National Development Plan 2030, that master plan. And should we all color it the color that it should be of the Rainbow Nation, this country will work. Because what the outcomes that are there in that plan, really it's gonna take South Africa somewhere. The challenge right now is the implementation. We have the right recipe and the right approach, but if we don't all come together, we are not going to get this beautiful, appetizing cake called South Africa. What will make me smile is when, one, this country is led by a woman. Number two, when no child goes to bed on an empty stomach. Number three, when every child could access education, quality education for free. It is what those that came before us fought for. So it's up to us to take over from where they left off and make that dream a reality. And I want to see more Dintwalos, doing better than the Dintwalos that have benefited for 30 years. So probably by then we'll have, old Dintwalos that would have been 90 years old. But at that age, we should not even talking about high unemployment rate of 60% youth unemployment rate. And when I'm 102 years, my 3 generations that would have come after me, they must boldly smile at me and say, Grandma, you did well. Now, where I'm seated right now, I am working toward that goal where they will say, Grandma, you did well. The bit that I am doing and the impact that I am making, it's, it is towards that age, because I don't want to die sad. When I came to this world, I was crying. I came crying. But when I live, I want to live smiling and even laughing, for that matter.